In this video, I'm going to tell you 5 important points when traveling to Egypt and also share with you some tips when traveling abroad. So let's talk. Welcome to Travel Tips Talk. My name is Herb. So traveling to Egypt, we need to know 5 important points. So number 1, most people would be very concerned about because Egypt is in Africa. Do we need yellow fever? Actually, yellow fever, a vaccination certificate is required for travelers aged over 9 months coming from countries with risk of yellow fever transmission. So for example, like Somalia, Zambia, Tanzania, Rwanda, if you're coming from other countries, you probably don't need yellow fever certificate. So yellow fever is not a requirement to enter Egypt. Now the next one is hepatitis A and typhoid. As we know, those are transmitted by food and water. So if you are going to any other countries, I would highly recommend that you have those booster up to date so that you are less likely to get hepatitis A or typhoid fever from food and water that you eat and drink. This is also important if you haven't done that, if you haven't been traveling, getting hepatitis A and typhoid fever vaccine is a good idea as well. The next most popular question when traveling to Egypt that people ask is polio. For polio, adult booster shots are not recommended for traveling to this country. So if you have already had your polio vaccines done when you were young, then you should be fine and no need to concern about that. And also being in Africa, people would ask about how about malaria? Well, Egypt is pretty northern part of Africa, so there's no malaria risk. So people don't need to worry about getting malaria when you're traveling to Egypt. And then, of course, traveler's diarrhea. People are concerned about food and water. We talked about Hep A and typhoid. And if you are going to local restaurants and also maybe possibly some street food and trying different cultural food and items, getting traveler's diarrhea vaccines beforehand would be a good idea. And also bring with you some antibiotics. In case of getting traveler's diarrhea, at least you can self-treat. Now, other fun facts and tips when traveling, of course, we talked about routine vaccines like Hep B and tetanus, just in case you get cut when you're hiking, and also sunscreen and bug spray. Make sure you get bug spray on to avoid or lower the risk of getting Zika virus and dengue fever. And when you're going to Egypt, make sure you don't drink tap water because when you are actually going there, even if you are staying in a 5-star hotel, when I was there, actually, I opened the tap water and put a towel underneath. It actually turned brown. So I don't know how much improved these days, but if you want to be sure, make sure you get bottled water, even for brushing your teeth. Well, shower, you can't really avoid, just turning on the shower. But if you're brushing your teeth or if you're drinking water, make sure sealed bottled water. That would be the safest choice. Now, of course, those are just major points and tips that I want to share with you in this video. If you have any other questions, comment below, and I'll for sure make more videos about other destinations and share with you some travel fun facts and all that. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.